Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm chilling with John from You Do It at Vidsummit 2018. So John, share with everyone just kind of about your channel, where they can find it, and a little bit about what you do.
Sure. Hi everyone, I'm John, You Do It. My channel is about DIY, makerspace content, try to inspire you how to do things. I also include interviews here like we're having now with Erik. I'm recording here for you guys. Alright, so my channel, you can find me on YouTube, UDOIT2. You Do It, number 2, that's my channel URL. On Instagram, you.do.it. And on Twitter, you_do_it. So you'll see a lot of, on Twitter is really where you can find me the most. Yeah, I'm on Instagram, but if you want instant contact, instant connection, Twitter's where it's at.
Yeah.
Hit me up with a follow, send me a picture, give me a comment about what you do, and I'll make a connection with you, for sure.
Awesome. And if that was too much to follow, I'll make sure and leave links down in the description below so that you can connect with John and You Do It, so you can ramp up your DIY game. So what are some of the things that you DIY?
Man, I try to do everything myself. I'm passionate about building things, making things. I like the joy of when I'm done seeing, wow, I created that. So my son's music studio, I rehabbed a room for my son so he could produce music. And in that studio, one of the big things is crown molding. That I installed the crown molding, and we'll have a picture right here that you'll be able to see. I installed the crown molding about 3 inches below the ceiling. There's a gap, and we put strip lighting in there, Philips Hue strip lighting. And I had 10 recessed lights in the room with Philips Hue bulbs. So each bulb can be a different color. 2 sets of strip lights can be different colors. Really sets a nice tone for the room. I'm really happy with that. And another thing I built, you'll see in a picture over here, is a table. So we built a coffee table for a film production studio. All that's good. And the table, they told me they wanted it for a children's sci-fi TV show that they were filming. They couldn't give me specifics because it's all under wraps with NDA. And from that information, I was able to build this table right there. LEDs and everything. That table took me about 160 hours, but
wow, that's cool.
I still don't have the video up yet. I have about 2 terabytes of storage that I have to crank through, scrub through to create the video series. So you'll see that on the channel soon.
Nice. That's really cool. So we've been hanging out the last few days at Vidsummit and just connecting with like-minded creators and doing this thing. Kind of drinking from a fire hose, really. Just
lots of
it's been a little bit overwhelming, and decompressing all this information is going to probably take a few months.
Yep.
But what would you say is your biggest takeaway from this event?
What I liked was Jack Conte. He's the founder of Patreon. He had a really inspirational segment that he did, his talk. The biggest thing was the funnel. So in life, he says that we all deal with funnels, and at the top of the funnel is all this work that you produce. So you imagine the biggest line is at the top, and then it gets smaller and smaller. And his example was a musician who had 15,000 pieces of work, 15,000 pieces of music created
that was amazing.
at the top that only netted four awards at the very bottom. And so things that you may think are a hit may not be the things that become a hit. It could be the thing that you spent only a couple of minutes creating that really resonated with people. So that to me was really powerful, and I couldn't articulate that. I kind of understood the principle, I couldn't articulate it. Here's what I mean. The video with the crown molding, with the lighting, that became a hit. I kind of knew it was going to be a hit, but I didn't really know. And you never know if it's going to be a hit. So that was about 300 videos in when I produce that video. So think about that. 300 videos in, and I finally get a video that's really producing. That's a lot of content to produce.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah. I really appreciate that, and because I think a lot of times we approach that and we like, oh, this is gonna be great, and then it releases and it's like, oh, 100 views, oh, 22 views,
yeah,
oh, it's 37
more like 25 views.
Yeah.
But you know what? Here's the thing, and I love how Roberto says this. So Roberto says, shout out to you. Roberto says that one person that watched the video, not you, you don't count watching the video. The one person who watches that video, that's the person who matters.
Yeah.
So you have to remember that if you reach one person, that person is the weight behind that video.
Yeah.
And if they leave a comment, by all means, Evan Carmichael says, respond to that comment. You've got to respond to that comment because that's your audience. They become your audience. Now, there's a whole process and methodology that we learned here at Vidsummit, how to extend that reach. Several tools that we can use, ways that you shoot the video, your thumbnails, we get impressions, using tags, all this science behind it to try to reach beyond that one person. But just remember, that one person who watches the video is really important.
Yeah, absolutely. Gary Vee says that too, where he says one is greater than zero.
Right.
And you never know who that one is.
That's right.
That one person could be the SVP of marketing at some brand that wants to work with you because of that one video, yep. and it can change your life, which is really cool. Now, that's not the method or the mode to the madness necessarily, but
and you don't want to create content that you don't enjoy creating.
Right. Yeah.
If you're creating content that is just to feed the machine, you're going to burn out. You need to create content that you're happy with creating. Now, there's going to be some videos that you're going to create that all right, I just got to create content. You probably shouldn't create that because it won't turn out well. Be passionate about what you want. Why? Ask yourself the question, why am I creating this video? I can tell you, for me, I get a joy out of teaching people how to do things. I love making connections with people. The feedback that I get on my videos is really, really important. And I really wasn't getting feedback in the beginning. So I would say the first 100 videos or so, maybe a couple comments. I'm getting a lot of comments now from my core audience, and I really appreciate you. So the feedback I get is like, wow, you really helped me out a lot. I could not start my pressure washer. We would have had to pay $200 only for something where you unscrew the main jet on the carburetor, look at it, clearly see that there's some gunk in there, and you spray some carb cleaner, and now you screw it back in, and your car, it starts again.
Yeah, there
that
you go.
Was the best comment.
Yeah, that's really cool, and that's really, those are the best videos for me. Is when you know you're helping people to solve a problem or something of that nature. One of my most successful videos is how to fix the SD card error on the Maverick Pro, because there's a time there, and depending on what firmware you were on or whatever the software glitch was, the SD card just wouldn't read, and then you couldn't format it using the app, and it was like, how do I fix this? And so I just put the micro SD in a SD slot, put it into my camera, formatted it in my camera, put the SD card back in the drone, and it worked fine.
Isn't that stupid?
And it was one little hack.
This is stupid.
That made a difference, and it's probably helped a dozen people so far.
Yeah, see, so it's little tips like that. It's the helper content, right? So Roberto and others talk about the helper content. And that's the big thing. That when you provide value to somebody, and it may take 5, 7 of those type of videos for one person to see, to understand that, okay, I might subscribe to them. But just realize, you help that one person. And if they leave a comment, that's great. They may have watched your video all the way to the end to figure out how to do it, and watch it a couple times and not left a comment. but nevertheless, you just helped them through a crisis that they could have said, either the SD card, I need to buy a new one, or I need to get a new Maverick.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's bad. So you saved them a heartache.
Yeah, that's true. John, thanks so much for sitting down and taking the time. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's been real.
So yeah, again, you guys are awesome. Thanks so much for checking out the channel. Check out John's channel down in the description below, and in the button above, you know, that slidey thing that comes up over here.
Yeah, over there.
Yeah, it's over there somewhere. And until next time, cheers.
All right, thanks everyone.